So anyways, that's a story for another day.
So let's talk about the newest content added to the game. With that last major update, we got things like the Heroes Catalog, free summons, bonus stats on Tempest Trial, bonus units, Arena Assault. What are your thoughts on the new content that Intelligent Systems has gifted us? Starting with you, Okkefac.
I think it's absolutely wonderful. This might actually be my favourite update yet. Like, the free summons is just a really positive thing to introduce, because I always feel like I don't get a chance at some banners because they come out the same time as others, but this time I actually always get a chance to summon on it. And was this the same update with the button to refresh the
Yes, it was.
Yes, that is the best. That is like the best update they've added. That is such good for being able to actually level up your units. It's helped me so much. It means I can actually do the monthly quests with flyers now, because I can avoid bows now. Hooray! And yeah, I think this is a really good update and has really made me kind of like the game so much more.
What about you, V?
Yeah, I think pretty much all the, well, as far as I can remember, like all the changes they've made have been good ones, as Okkefac just pointed out. Like refreshing the training tower, it makes it a lot easier to, train these units without having them have to face off against bad units comparatively.
Is there anything you want to add about Arena Assault items?
Yeah, the Arena Assault is pretty interesting. I've been doing it just because, there are quests for it. And it's interesting to have to run through all these battles without reusing any units. So, I like it.
And what about you, Andis?
I think we've talked about everything now, but I think my favorite thing is definitely the training tower refresh button. Like, I would have been happy if they would have just gave me like a button that cost 1 stamina to refresh it. That way, when I wanted to refresh it, I didn't have to do like the very first stratum, right? But now I can just sit there and refresh for like some ridiculous combination that has like a healer and 3 reds when I'm running a team of blues, and I can just destroy the thing. So that's pretty neat. I like that. And obviously the free orbs are great.
The free orbs, obviously. My favorite thing from the latest update is, none of you talked about it, they raised the hero merit from 2,000 to 3,000. Boy, I'm living like Larry. You know how many feathers I had? Like 86,000 feathers, and then I spent 40k, and I'm back at 80,000 feathers right now. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The ×2 bonus on Tempest Trials on the first 2 runs of the day. Normally I just get to the 50k where the second seal is, and then I stop. But like, now I'm motivated. I'm getting 100k points this time. I'm gonna get in the top 5,000. I am, and it's not even gonna be hard for me to do.
Yeah, I really like the ×2 on the first 2 times, or the ×3 rather. On the first 2 times you play Tempest Trials each day, because before it felt like kind of a grind, kind of just very tedious to get through, especially if you want to get a high score. Now you don't have to play as many mind-numbing times as you would have had to.
Yeah, that's my main issue with the Tempest Trials. Like, I actually stopped doing the first one before I got Lucina because it was just so repetitive. I couldn't take it.
I pushed myself through that first one to get to, what is it? Was the final sealed? What was that? Was it Breath of Life, or?
Oh
was
no,
it Quick
it was.
Impulse? I pushed myself all the way to get that, and then I was so burned out. Like, you don't know how I was so close to just stop playing the game, because like I just did not like that. I didn't like that 1 second. I was so close to quitting, and I couldn't believe it. I pressed on. I broke out of that stump, but like, man, that just left me feeling real bad. I was so burned out on the game, and I didn't even get to 100k. I can't imagine someone who did that.
Yeah, I also didn't get to Lucina the first time, and each time I think they've made the Tempest Trials a bit nicer, because like the second time I could get further. I got to Tobin, and then this time I've gotten to like 50k. It's nice that they're trying to think of how to make the Tempest Trials a lot less grindy and actually listen to feedback and make it better.
And finally, again, I've been talking about Tempest Trials, but like, that's my favorite mode in the game. They gave the additional stats +4 to every stat, +10 to HP for any or bonus unit. Boy, my Sonya is a goddess. It's not even fair. They don't stand a chance. Have you seen her speed? She's not even fast. But 38 speed? Before buffs? Before any skill? That's dumb. That's like a Grand Hero. That's like a GHB stat buff. Like that Zephyl that had 70 HP. Like, I feel like I got that, but on my team.
Yeah, I think pretty much every update so far to Fire Emblem Heroes, I feel like has been a significant quality of life improvement. So I really like that IS is kind of taking feedback into account and keeping a close eye on the game to make sure people are enjoying it, people are playing.
You know, one thing that we talk about very often in the our Nintendo mod team Slack chat, we talk about, sometimes we rant a lot. we rant a lot about Nintendo things specifically. And a couple people are of the opinion that Fire Emblem is the least Nintendo game in existence. And I can see where they're coming from, but it's got that Nintendo quality, even in the mobile game. I mean, I think the chain challenge, where the most recent one that spawns that red cav on top of people, I think that's like the only major bug we've gotten so far. The closest we've had to something like that is, I think it was Legion's Grand Hero Battle the first time.
Yeah.
It didn't have, those defense tiles weren't labeled right, but that wasn't really a bug. So, I mean, it's not buggy. The translation's on point. The voice cast is questionable sometimes, but I mean, everything else. I mean, this is a clean game. We don't have translation errors. We don't have misspellings all the time.
Yeah, I just completely agree. The one thing, as soon as I saw it in the Fire Emblem Direct, I was like, wow, that is just such good quality. Like, it looks clear, it looks crisp, the voices are nice, the art is nice. I've tried a few other gacha games after getting into Fire Emblem Heroes, and they just, like, they feel so dull and so cheap in comparison. This game really kind of screams quality.
I have a great question, actually.
I'll go for it.
If you guys could add something new to the game in the next update, or if you could fix something or change something in the next update, what do you guys want? What do you guys want out of the game?
Yo, Intelligent Systems, I know you're listening. Don't lie. I know you got a guy stalking the sub, and I know he listens to this podcast. I need co-op. Add it. I need co-op. I don't care how you do it.
Do you mean like co-op as in like you have two people fighting against the AI, or you're talking about like PvP?
No. PvP would be the dumbest. No. Oh god, no. I mean, think of it like Call of Duty Zombies. You know how you just kind of survive for as long as possible and they infinitely spawn and they get stronger each time? Let like 4 people in a party, everybody brings 1 unit, put us in a map, and then have enemies like constantly spawn with random stats and like randomly generated enemies spawn on the outer edges. Put them on a script that makes them like inch toward us, and we survive for as many rounds as possible. And then give us like, I don't know, a crystal reward. Give us like 100 crystals for every turn we survive. Something like that, you know? Maybe do a quest where it's like, if you and 3 others can survive for 15 turns, here's 5 orbs. You know, I want co-op, and I want it like as soon as possible. If you could do that, I think I might cry. I'm not an emotional man, but I couldn't hold it in.
That's an interesting suggestion. I hadn't really considered that possibility. I feel like there would be, several logistical issues they'd have to work out to make it work. But yeah, that would be interesting.
Well, I mean, because what is it? Final Fantasy Record Keeper. I played that game before Fire Emblem Heroes came out, and if you're looking for another gacha game, it's that one. No, Final Fantasy Record Keeper is the second best, only because Nintendo quality's in this one. It's not even a fair comparison, but beside the point, that game didn't have multiplayer like until, well, I was gonna say until recently, but that was kind of like a year ago. But yeah, they added multiplayer co-op to that game, and it's basically the same thing as single player, except for instead of it being 1 player brings 5 units, there's 4 players and they each bring 2. And then, of course, enemies have their stats raised to heaven to compete against that many characters. And because there's so many characters, everyone bringing 2, they have more than just HP pool and, like, defense. Because they can cover so many bases between skills and, like, resistances with that many characters. I'd like to see a similar thing done for this game, and I really think it could happen. The only real problem I think we'd come across is it's a strategy game, and it's kind of hard to, like, telegraph what your plan is to... to the other players, the way you do it in Record Keeper is there's like these emotes. Like there's one, it's like Mr. Typhon and he's doing the funga thing. It's multi-purpose meme, right? You could do it like I'm about to hit him hard, or we're doing horrible, but but it's okay. There's a whole there's one that's like I'll support, I'll attack, or defend, stuff like that. You could do the same thing, and they're called stickers. They're like little cute emotes. They could do the same exact thing with Fire Emblem Heroes with my little characters. Like one, for example, is if you're like screwed. Like you're screwed. You have no viable move. Give me like a Setsuna with the I'm trapped with the exclamation mark. and that's their cue. Like he's so screwed. Somebody's got to go get him out of that situation. Or if you have a plan, but it's contingent on people leaving you alone. Give me the Michaelis don't push me, or the Zephiel I don't tolerate impertinence. Like give me memes. Or give me the Ephraim, I don't pick fights I can't win, or they never learn. Like, go all out. Get fun with it.
Just give us Nino so I can just hit, I'll do my best, I'll do my best, I'll do my best.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that was one of the things I was thinking about when I mentioned logistics. I feel like, communicating with your team members would be probably one of the most significant potential issues. And it's pretty cool that Record Keeper has a solution to that.
And of course, unlike Record Keeper, because that game has real-time battle like Final Fantasy 13 or Final Fantasy 7 or 8. Anyway, this game doesn't. This game is turn by turn. I'd imagine it'd be like it default to player 1 going first every player phase, but we should have a button next to in turn that says like pass turn. So you don't just sit there and waste your turn in that spot. It just passes the turn to player 2, so he'll act before you do. And it puts you at the end of the queue, so you'll go after player 4 unless someone passes their turn. That way you can if say your plan is everyone has a rally and they need to use it on a Nino, but Nino goes first. That means Nino can pass her turn and everyone could rally on her, and then after that, on the 4th turn, she could go and do the action. Just an idea I had. It'll probably not happen like that because I'm a dreamer, but you asked the question and that's my answer.
I like it. What do you think needs to be added to the game in the next update? What do you want to see?
A lot of these updates have had quality of life improvements that I had not even considered or thought of. So I feel like whatever we'll get next will be good. I can't predict what it will be.
You don't have anything you want?
Nothing comes to mind right off the bat.
You don't want Fog of War?
Yeah, Fog of War kind of gameplay style would be interesting.
Would you want skills like water walk or pass through walls on ninjas?
That would be interesting. I feel like that might significantly change the game.
Okkefac, what do you want next in the next update?
I'm a very simple girl. I just want more Tellius characters. Just more characters. I love the Fire Emblem cast. I just want more of them. But on a gameplay note, the Lagoos from Tellius could end up with some pretty interesting mechanics. And what I was just thinking of earlier is Tokyo Mirage Sessions characters, that they could release their mirages, and that could actually end up with a very different kind of gameplay style. Because you end up with 2 units for 1, it could end up very interesting. It's just a different way to play.
See, I had that thought early on, because, again, I'm a dreamer, so don't listen to me. But Nintendo should just buy Atlas, right? And then when they do that, they should start adding Atlas characters to Fire Emblem, not just Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I actually don't care about Persona, but add Etrian characters and add Shin Megami Tensei characters. Come on, just do it. Just do it. They're not going to do that, though. I wonder if we'll ever see any non-hero or non-Fire Emblem characters added to this game. You'd think if they really cared, they could add someone like Link or Shulk or Pit if they wanted.
I actually really wanted to see a Zelda themed banner when they launched Breath of the Wild as some cross promotion, just because you could do Link with a sword, you could do Link with a bow, you could do Link with a bow on the horse. Come on.
Oh God, they could. They could. Please don't do
that.
Can
we please get that in the game? Thank you, Nintendo. I will take my paycheck. You could even do Zelda with some magic, because she does the weird spell thing. Nintendo, please come talk to me. I will give you money, and you can give me actual money back because my money is in the form of ideas.
I'm a purist, and I kind of want it to stay Fire Emblem, but you could have some interesting versions of like Fire Emblem characters dressed up as Zelda characters.
Oh,
so whilst
there
you
you
wouldn't
go.
literally have Link, you'd have like Marth dressed up as Link because they're basically the same character, and stuff like that. So you could still